we go. And it looks like we are live. Yes, perfect. Little images shown up. Did you know that I actually have like 3 video feeds of our stream going on at all times? Did you know that? Isn't that crazy?
I did not know that, and I think you have a problem, and you should see somebody.
Yes. So who? I am seeing someone who right now. Who are you?
Who am I? That is a great question. I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me.
Thanks. So yes, hi.
Actually, who am I kind of works, because look where I am.
Hey, yeah, there we go. There's some nerd references. Oh, wonderful. So yes. Well, first of all, hi. I'm JJ. I'm a developer advocate from the IBM Cloud. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Paul Charkowski from VMware.
That is correct, but not good enough a friend for you to actually know how to pronounce my name.
Oh God, no! It's
so maybe strong acquaintance would be more. So it's Paul Tchaikovsky, and I'm a developer advocate at VMware.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, the joke is my name is JJ because I can only remember to spell space 2 letters to identify myself. Don't even try to make it. I get tongue tied on JJ. So anyway,
you can say your name and spell your name at the same time.
Exactly. So
that's what you would have said if you were funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not funny at all. Yeah, not funny at all. But yes, so we stream try to stream every Thursday. We do some fun open source work and whatnot. And today we are actually going to have an interesting challenge. I think is a good word for it.
Every day is a challenge, JJ.
There you go.
Every day is a challenge.
Every day. But we're gonna share like we normally do. We'll share our screens. We'll start playing around with some code and try to get something to work. Today, if I can figure out how to share my screen here, we were discussing this and we fell onto something called Minio. If you don't know what Minio is, it is object storage on top of Kubernetes. A lot of the self-hosting people, a lot of the people who need object storage, Minio has just kind of become the de facto standard out there. There's a lot of different options, but Minio seems to be the one that has the closest S3 compatibility with most things and has just the for lack of a better term, they claim drop-in ability. So we have a very simple goal of install Minio, use the ingress domain that we get for free on the IBM Cloud, and then just create like an S3 dot whatever our thing is, IBM.cloud, so we can IBM, so we can upload something using the S3FS or whatever to make that happen. So
perfect.
Before we go in,
I assume we're using Kubernetes, right?
Yes, we're using vanilla Kubernetes here. This is, and it turns out you can use. This is also a Docker. You can run this via Docker as a Docker container on a machine too, which I thought was interesting. But we're gonna do the Kubernetes way. I did want to kind of just give Paul a moment. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What is object storage and why should we care about object storage in general?
Oh boy. So I think probably the easiest way to describe object storage is it is a way to simply host files through an API on a service, right? So it's in a way not that different to NFS.
Okay.
It's just that you're using a HTTP like get post style API to push images and collect images from the service.
So is it like basically when I save up?
I guess the difference though with NFS though is, now I'm thinking about it, with NFS you can edit a file while it's up there, whereas with object storage it's more of a like you put a file up there and it's up there. You're never really going to live edit that file. You might pull it down, you might edit it, and you might push it up and either replace it or put it up as a different version of that file.
Okay.
I believe a number of object storage services offer versioning of files. So when you overwrite a file, you're really creating a new version of it. Yeah. So really immutable files is probably the best way to think about it.
Okay. And there are things called buckets where in essence is a folder ? So
yeah,
like my downloads folder?
I think a bucket is pretty much the equivalent of a folder or directory or path or whatever you like to say.
Okay. So, and we probably in this exercise we're doing today, we'll create s3 dot whatever the massive hash thing is .ibm.cloud / upload or something like that, where we could upload files to it, and then like text for like a text documents or something, or is that too much?
I'm not sure why you would have upload, because every file you put there is going to be an upload.
Oh, good point.
Right.
So you wouldn't have like a scratch directory like you did on the SFTP days?
Well, you could have a scratch. You could have a scratch directory for like random uncategorized stuff, but you certainly wouldn't have like an upload directory. You know, in the past, you would do an upload directory, and then you would have like a post process actually like figure out what it is and move it to somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you kind of expected that you know what category or sorting to put them in. And by category or sorting, I'm talking about buckets. I'm sure you can also use like tags or labels or something like that to also add metadata to your stuff. But I think the primary way to categorize files or objects in something like S3 or in Minio is to put them in appropriately named buckets.
Nice. Okay. All right, cool. Just to make sure that anyone watching in the future or live as we're doing this, don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat. We keep an eye on that too. Otherwise, we are just going to kind of hack away at this thing and see if we can get it done within our stream time. Seem reasonable? That's good enough for me. All right.
I wasn't sure if you were asking me or asking the audience, so I just gave you a thumbs up.
That works for me.
Right.
So one of the coolest things about Minio, if you didn't know, it is Apache 2 licensed, I believe. Right here. Yes, Apache 2 licensed. So that allows us to play around with it for any really which way we want to do it. There's a couple different installation paths we can go. We are probably going to go down the Helm chart path, just because that seems like the most reasonable, repeatable way of doing this.
Sure.
There is, as I said, there is a Docker container that you can just run and it'll just kind of sit there, which is interesting because if you look at this, you create your access key and secret key for the user, and then you just point it to some location and it just does the thing for you, which I thought was really neat. Like I'm an old, FreeBSD ZFS guy. So in theory, if I had everything under my like tank directory here, tank/data, I could have that and then just throw Minio in front of it. And then I have my keys to it. And then I can just use my massive ZFS pool to be able to pull stuff off using this thing, which I thought might be a fun little exercise later, not on stream, but it seemed like a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, and certainly you'd be kind of using it in a non-distributed mode then, right? Because you only have that one directory. And you would probably give it like a /Minio or /S3, because I don't think Minio actually stores the files in the buckets. Like I don't think a bucket actually directly translates to a file, right? Otherwise, if you had one bucket with like 100 million files in it, then you're going to run into file system issues.
Oh, good point.
I think the buckets are more metadata, like organization, than they are like physical disk organization.
Nice.
If you remember that in the olden days when you used to run an email server,
yes,
and you would have a hash style directory where you would have like /A/A and then like every email address that starts with AA would be in that, and it would be hashed out. I would bet that Minio is doing something like that, but probably a little bit more intelligently than just alphanumerical to hash the actual files across the directory structure.
Nice. That makes
And then,
that
of
would
course,
make a lot of sense.
when you get to distributed mode, it probably then makes decisions about like which files to put on which S3 server, right? Because I would imagine you tell it what replication rate you want. And so you might say, I want 3 copies. So if you have 10 members of your Minio cluster, only 3 of them would get copies of that. And so again, having the directory structure on your storage match your buckets would then be super weird because not everything is everywhere.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be doing it like per pod. You'd do it against like a PVC, right? Like you'd have Minio talking to a PVC. Would that be like cross cluster replication? Or would you have like multiple PVCs in different locations?
You would have multiple pods, and each of those pods would have access to one or more PVCs that it owns.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the replication would happen through the pods to the different PVCs?
Yes, the pods would form some sort of cluster and have some sort of internal negotiation about which of the 3 pods is going to host the file, and then they would put the file into one of the PVCs that they own.
Okay, I think I see that.
Yeah.
So it's already getting more confusing than I originally planned.
Right.
It's all good. It's all good though. So here is helm.s or hub.helm.sh. I can never remember that, so that's why I went to helm.sh a second ago. Interesting enough, I did see this. It seems that we do actually have an official IBM chart for this. It's really old though. Never mind. Not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go with stable from Minio.
Hey, can I show you something that's fairly new that is really interesting? Have you seen the CNCF artifact repository?
No.
So if you go to, I think it's artifacts.cncf. Is it org or IO or whatever it is? Or just maybe Google for CNCF artifact.
Did I spell artifacts wrong? Artifact Hub?
There. Yeah, that's it.
That is completely different than what you were telling me.
Yeah, well, I assumed it was part of the CNCF domain, but it's not. So if you search here for
Minio.
Minio.
Bitnami. Or Atom.
Interesting.
What?
Huh. Yeah, so anyone can, you can see he's a user versus Minio versus Bitnami as an org. So the Artifact Hub has an understanding of the difference between orgs and people.
Nice.
And so it not only stores Helm charts, but it also stores operators. So you can see under kind, it has an operator as well as a number of Helm charts on the left. So if you click on if you just check the operators one, you can see there's a Minio operator. So if you wanted to explore installing it with the operator, which is 9 months old, so it's actually a bit old. I'm surprised. You could use that directly from here.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is like you can also do OPA rules as artifacts up here. And there's a few other types of artifacts that it supports.
Nice.
We haven't decided exactly how we're going to use it with Helm. Right now, the stable Helm repo and the incubator Helm repo, and most of the up-to-date Helm repos are in both Artifact Hub and Helm Hub, because both of them are just aggregators, right? And so we're not duplicating anything by having them in both. And then at some point, we'll make a decision about if we're going to move everything to Artifact Hub or keep a separate Helm Hub or whatever. But I just thought I'd show you this because it's I've started to use it instead of Helm Hub when I remember. as my primary place to go to look for charts. Now, it was interesting because we saw the Bitnami one here, but I don't think we saw it in the Helm Hub.
No.
Oh, I know why. No, I know why. Scroll right down. There's some sort of UX bug. Yeah.
Wow. That's Mickey Mouse right there, man. That's Mickey Mouse right there.
Well. Name me something in open source that's not Mickey Mouse, apart from Mickey Mouse himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in fact, I think we just got a takedown notice for even talking about Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, we probably did, knowing our luck. Ugh, jeez. Anyway, scratch that conversation.
Right.
So, okay, well, to your point, it looks like it's the same thing, which is neat.
Yeah.
It's the same version. Looks like the things are, it's just two different interfaces right now to the same code.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So, okay. Total create namespace Minio.
Yeah. Now, did we not set up the Starship prompt on this guy?
We did. It got a little bit hairy for me, for my comfort, for some of the other stuff I was doing on this thing, so I just removed it. Yeah, right, it didn't land with me as well as I wanted it to.
But we do have like Kubernetes and kubectl and stuff on
here, right? Yeah. I mean, and that's right there.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's FZF enabled also. So FZF enabled also.
Nice. And we are on Helm 3.2. I think there is some slightly newer builds, but it's good enough. I think we just released or are in the middle of releasing 3.3.0.
Oh, nice.
Have we got anything else installed?
Don't think so. Oh, that's right.
Oh boy. Huh. I wonder.
Well, I mean, I created a new namespace for this thing.
Yeah. Damn it! So much stuff going on. Head. It doesn't order them. I thought I'd be curious to see if anything in Jitsi was like destroying CPU or anything.
Shouldn't be. If I remember correctly, it's not doing anything because it didn't actually start. Like 400 megs right there.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on, but I mean it's not bad. What's our
Calico's eating up a bunch of the mini cores.
Top nodes. Yeah, we got plenty of CPU and memory on our cluster.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to need a PVC, but we're hoping that the chart will have the PVC part of it, right? We're not going to have to go up.
I bet it does. So why don't we do this? Did you just create a directory?
No, I've not gotten that.
Okay, create us a directory. And I think we might use Helm pull and pull down the chart and work with it locally.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've used Helm pull before.
I have not.
You can do, so first of all, we need to do Helm repo add, do you want to splat in the repo name and?
It's right here. It's still in Helm
stable.
Yeah, it's just in stable.
Oh, okay. So Helm pull stable / Minio. I think there's an untar here. Uh-oh. Yeah, so we need to do Helm repo add stable. Oops. Helm repo add stable. Okay, so we need to add the stable repo. So Helm 3 doesn't install the stable repo by default. And so there should be a Helm repo add command at the hub if you want to paste that
in. Is it like at the bottom of the page or something?
No, it should be at the Minio chart.
Oh, helm install stable.
No, okay. Huh? I thought we had added. No, we need to. We need to add the. Hang on, let me see if I've got it in my history.
Yeah, no worries.
Helm repo add stable. Oh, helm tree repo add stable. All right. Helm add stable repo. There we go.
Good old IBM DevBot doing his job.
Oh, I did that in the wrong window. All right, there we go. Helm repo add stable, and then we do helm repo update, and then we can do helm pull stable Minio.
Yay.
Right, so there's the local copy of the chart, and that lets us just pull down that chart instead of like pulling down the whole repo, the whole charts repo. So pretty useful, and we can move that to be the chart just so it's more obvious. And so let's have a look at, let me think, cat. Hey, do you know about Batcat?
No, no. Is that the one with the coloring in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super nice. We can't sudo, can we?
No. Duh, but I can SSH in and
yeah, why don't you SSH in? And I think it's just
Batcat?
BAT. I think it's the apt repo is just BAT, but it could be Batcat. Either way, if you want to do that while I have a look at what's going on here. All right. So it's saying that we can do this. So let's start here. Comment that, so we have that. And then do values.
It's just called Bat? Not Batcat. Yeah. It's just called Bat.
Yeah, but the binary itself is Batcat. Just to be confusing.
That's frustrating.
Right. So here I've created a, oh, you don't have tree on here. Can you install tree on here? Oh, why did I make dir values?
Tree's on there.
Actually, I should just do chart values to values. That's what I should do. So we have a local copy of values.
The hell?
Nope, nope. Oop.
Is it not in? What kind of weird ass world is this? Oh, gross.
What?
So it hasn't been promoted in the Debian or Debian Ubuntu world. So you have to pull down the deb package directly from them.
No, I'm sure I did a.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
What OS are you running?
It's like it's just normal Debian.
Yeah, no, it's in Ubuntu.
It's not. Well, the doc said it's not. So, kg-i bat. All right, bat's on there.
Yay.
Did you know about TAC? TAC?
No.
Okay, after you've done this, let me show you TAC. That's built into the OS.
Just TAC?
Yep. It's backwards cat.
Oh, really? I can see there could be times where you want to do things backwards.
Yeah. It's one of those obscure Linux commands that nobody ever thinks about.
And, so I'm going to do this. Oh, cat equals bat. And so now if I do a cat values, look at this.
Ooh, that does look pretty.
I see the line number. I see, and it also does less by default.
Even better. Wow, that is actually significantly better.
So like if I see something like I want to update access key, I can then do a vi of values and just do 65 and there I am. All right. So let me just exit out here, make sure we're in the right directory. All right, so what I did was I created a values file outside of the chart itself.
Okay.
And that way, this is the one we'll actually deploy with. And so Minio.
Nope, spelled Minio wrong.
Yeah, I sure did. Minoi. Oh my goodness. I've got JJ disease.
Yeah, you do.
All right. So that's a pretty recent Minio. So the Helm chart's definitely up to date because it's June 14th.
It was updated just 10 days ago, according to the page.
I wonder what MC is.
That is the interface. There's a command line that they overwrite that you can connect to give you like LS and shit like that.
Gotcha. Oh, cool. And then, oh, they have an image that's got Helm, kubectl, and JQ in it. Interesting. I wonder why they're doing that.
Yeah,
but we're not going to change any of these.
So they're all same defaults. Yeah. Do we need to change the cluster domain? Do we? Whoa.
No, I think that cluster domain is like internal.
Okay.
But I'll leave that there in case we do need to change it.
Why are you deleting those?
Because we don't need them. Because we're using the defaults.
Oh, okay.
And so anything we don't care about changing.
Yep. I'm with you now.
I'll leave extra arg in there. That might be something we might want to. Priority classes. I don't think we care about that. These we'll definitely want to change.
Is there a way to create way to programmatically create those things? Do you know?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you ask that. In a lot of Helm charts, we actually set them to be randomly generated if they're not set. But then what happens is because your Helm client doesn't necessarily know what's happening at the server, it's going to regenerate that every time. So every time you do a Helm upgrade, it's going to regenerate keys and stuff like that. And that gives kind of a weird experience for new people when they're just trying something out. And so most charts have started moving towards setting something that is like obviously something you should change.
Yeah.
And you'll often put in like the chart notes that if access key matches the thing that we've set as the default, to at least print out a warning. And I think we've done that on some previous
yes, we have
charts we built, right? Yeah. So I think some of that stuff we might want to change. So I'll leave that. Bucket root. Yeah, I don't think we care about that. Number of drives attached to a node. Okay, interesting. Number of mini IO containers running. Do we want to run a ton of replicas? Yeah,
No?
why not?
Okay.
Why not? TLS is not enabled by default.
Well, we don't want to mess with, well, no, we have TLS because we got the key.
Right, but yeah. But we're not. I'm not sure if it's going to try and do it as part of Minio versus doing it as part of the ingress controller.
Okay.
So I think if we were running this as a load balancer, we would probably set true and set up keys.
Got it.
And you can see there's a search secret, so we could still use certificate manager to do that.
Yep.
So I'm going to leave those settings there. Persistence enabled is true.
Which we want.
And then existing claim is unset. And so if it's not set, it will actually create one. Now, storage class. Do we have a default storage class?
Yeah. So hang on. No. Stop.
Oh.
I got it. Okay, hang on.
What are you doing? Just do kubectl get storage class.
I had this in my history. Get storage class. There we go.
Okay. All right. So whatever the default is.
Yeah, default's IBM C file gold. Right. I don't actually know what that means.
All right. Well, we're happy with whatever the default is, right?
Yeah.
All right. Size 500 gig. What's the smallest we can do?
I just do 50 gig. I've seen 20 work, but let's just do 50.
We certainly don't want to go all the way to 500.
Yeah, it seems like a reason.
So it's a cluster IP by default. I feel like we should get it launched just as a cluster IP. And then we can always mess with it later.
Yeah.
List of, we don't care about that. We're not using Prometheus. Too many. All right, so here's where we might have. Oh, interesting. This comment's out of. Wow, that should be like way up near the top. Image pull secret, but we're not setting that anyway, so that's fine. Oh, too many. So we're going to leave ingress as false, but we'll leave all that in there to make it easy to find. We're not going to worry about any of this stuff. Security context enabled is true. I think that'll be fine. That'll help make sure. Oh. We might have that problem here, JJ, that we've had on the IBM Cloud storage before.
Oh, no.
Where it doesn't support the file system group setting.
Oh.
So we'll roll and see what happens.
Okay.
Some Helm charts have a init container that helps you solve that. If not, I think we can set this default and let it run as root, and it'll probably work.
Okay.
Liveness and readiness probes, we can leave those as defaults. Resource requests. I feel like we can. So it wants a fair bit of memory. So we should double check that we have that.
Yeah, there's 16 gig nodes.
Yeah, and I'm going to say we create a default bucket, and we set that to be just example.
Okay.
Oh, and look, you can set an interest. So I wonder what those policies are.
I'd imagine public, you can do whatever you want.
Let's
download.
just YOLO that through.
Hell, if people are actually watching live, they can, as this works, they can push stuff into it too.
Right.
See where we get there.
Oh, and then you can set multiple extra buckets here. So if we wanted more than one bucket, we would then add a bunch of others there.
And that's only just creating initial buckets. You can still create other buckets, but this is just to make sure they're there. So you always have the stuff.
Additional annotations. We don't care about that. S3 gateway.
Oh, that must be an AWS thing. Same as with the Azure gateway.
So this is if you want to have Minio act as like a proxy to your other object store. That's super interesting.
GCS.
Oh, you know why that's super interesting?
Huh.
Because regardless of what cloud you're on, you'll be able to use the S3 APIs because Minio is acting as a gateway.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't see COS on
gateway?
There. I didn't see COS on there, unfortunately. Boo.
We'll leave that. We don't care about network policy. We don't care about pod disruption budget. We do want the service account, but that's set by default.
etcd.
So Minio must use etcd to
keep status.
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
State. That's what I'm looking for, not status.
No.
Our lives are owned by etcd.
Right. Okay. So that should give us what we need. So did you install tree for me? Yeah. Yes. How do we kill that thing below it?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. It's just Control B down to switch to it, right?
I do Control B. Control B. Oh, for other window.
Ah, okay. So under our templates, what do we got? We got config maps and deployments. We got ingress, network policy, jobs, PVC.
Can you remember to bring up the PVC? We should see that one, right? Because it's that weird,
Well, that's not where we'll see the issue. Vim chart templates, PVC. Yeah. So if it fails, we'll have a couple of options. One would be to set persistence to false if we get desperate. But I think if we disable the security context, I think we'll also work around it that way. Let's have a look at the stateful set.
You got to be in that chart directory.
Templates, stateful set.
Well, there's some options.
Init. So we don't have any init containers. So one of the ways you work around the security context on IBM Cloud is you set a init container to chown the directory that is going to be mounted. And that way it has the correct user by the time it's mounted. But that's not there. If we get desperate, we could try and add it. But I feel like we can do a helm install. Oh, no. Helm install. Oh, why isn't it there? I just put something in our history so we could use it. There we go. Oh, we'd never set an access key. Let's go ahead and do that. We shouldn't use the defaults.
So would this be stupid? Would it be useful to use this guy? Hang on, bring it back up. Something like that.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to put the screen up. No, it's fine. We're going to delete it anyway. I don't care.
Oh, there you go. It says here that they're generated when not set, but then they are set. So it used to obviously have an override.
Mm-hmm.
And we need an access key as well. I feel like the access key doesn't need to be as crazy, right?
Yeah, like there's got to be a standard way, like access.
Because the secret key is really the important thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
This is my favorite thing to do. Bad key. All right, I feel like we can go ahead and now run that helm install. Right, actually, let me just type it out. Helm install values dot chart. Actually, let's just do a helm template, make sure it renders out. Helm install Minio namespace Minio values and chart.
Stupid Zoom, always in the way.
Interesting.
Oops, sorry. Stop paying attention. What's going on?
I think because we've requested a default bucket, Helm is going to wait until it's fully up and this job has run, just because of the way jobs work, which is why Helm didn't exit out pretty quickly. Because if you remember, Helm usually just passes stuff off. What else does this?
Hang on.
The Spinnaker Helm chart. The Spinnaker Helm chart does the same thing.
PVC. Yeah, we gotta wait for this thing to pop up.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, get all. PVCs aren't counted in all. Yeah, so this is the thing, right? So this job here is probably waiting for Minio to be up, and Minio is waiting for that PVC to be up. Can I do this? Oh, I can.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. It's only giving us one. I bet you. Let's do a bat on values. I bet because we left it at standalone, that probably tells it not to do the replicas.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, that's fine. We'll get it working with standalone first. And,
exactly. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if we can upgrade a standalone to a distributed.
Ooh, yeah, that would be. We're making already good time across the board here.
Yeah.
Like traditionally, we have not had this much. Like obviously, I'm jinxing us now, but traditionally, we haven't had this much success.
All right. Well, here's our first failure. So I think you just jinxed us.
God damn it.
But I think this is what we expected to see. So if we do a, let me see, do we have Stern on here?
Yeah.
Minio-6.
Well, that's not a good sign.
Oh, no, it's because it's already failed out. Okay, logs, Minio-6. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, that's cool. So it tells you, like it looks at how old the release is and tells you if it's an older release. And it's only a month old, so it's not super old. So that's a cool warning. I like it. Now you can see here we have this little issue.
So this goes back to the file system thing that we just need to skip.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what we can do here is set our values and change this to be security context.
Enable to false. Don't we just want to turn it off? Not skip it? Because skip it will be the default, right?
Yeah, that's right. Good catch. False.
That's why it keep me around. That's why it keep me around.
All right, now it'll be interesting to see, because obviously we'll have to break that because that's never going to pass. So K get all. And I'm going to do this.
Siren of my people right there. Crash loop back off.
Okay, delete job video, because that's never going to succeed. And then I think we can go ahead and rerun the helm install.
Don't we want to deprovision or delete that PVC first?
No, we should be fine.
Okay.
Because it's not the PVC that's the problem, it's the deployment that's the problem. Oh, because it hasn't finished deploying. Yeah, okay. Do it the old-fashioned way. Helm ls.
Yay.
Okay, get all dash dash. No, I prefer to do watch like this. I don't like the way.
You have to put a kubectl.
Yeah. All right, that deleted pretty quickly. Helm install Minio.
Here we go. Do you like that rage class?
Rage class?
Storage class, but it says rage class. Come on. It's funny, right?
I gotcha. Well, it's about to get rage class.
Yep.
There we go.
It's the simple things, right? It's the simple things.
It sure is. What does it say about us that we are abused at such simple things?
Yeah. My math teacher used to say simple minds are easily entertained.
That
took me a while to figure that one out. And I was like, oh, wow, she actually literally insulted me. That wasn't very nice. Yeah.
You know what I say, JJ?
You
have to respect a person to be insulted by them.
Ah, that's true. That's very almost poetic. Almost poetic. good. Yeah.
All right. So our volume is still pending.
It only takes a couple minutes. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So once
There
that pops up, we should see our container creating on our Minio pretty quick.
Yay!
And now running. And now we don't want it to say failed.
Yeah.
What we could actually do here is there's a job running. And so we could do a k-logs-f minio make.
Unable to initialize uconfig from provided credentials.
Yeah, so it's an IO timeout. So it's waiting for the pod to be up before it can run, right? So it's probably just doing like a while loop or something. It got up, and so it went and then created our example bucket. And so now we have get all.
We're running.
It looks to be online, and you can see here helm. It's telling us how we can access it because it's a use your words, Paul. It is a cluster IP. So we need to access it some other way. I wonder if though.
Because this is a remote machine.
Pods.
Well, we have to.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, because we can use MC here on the local machine. But I'm curious if kexec-ti minio
bin bash
regular shell. So that means we're probably in Alpine. APK. Yeah, we're in Alpine. How rude.
That's brilliant.
It's pretty pointless because when the deployment rolls, I'll lose that.
Yeah. That was great, though. It really was.
So now I was going to see if MC is on here. It's not. All right. I was going to try.
Most of that was that kubectl JQ MC container we saw.
Yeah, I thought that might mean that it was on here. All right, so we want the MC client. So let's go ahead and do that. JJ, do you want to open up that URL and figure out how to install MC? And while you're doing that, I'm going to in a extra here, kget pods, kget service, k port forward to service Minio 9000. Right, and so now if we do a curl localhost 9000.
That's good.
My port forward is up.
Okay.
So if you can, copy wget. I like it.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need.
All right, MC.
Oh well, I mean you gotta chmod it.
Plus X MC. Okay, config host at Minio local host 9000. I should just make this easier on myself. Oh no, I can't. That's why I'm doing that. This is a bad key 6S G blah blah blah, and I'm worried about some special characters, so I'll just quote that just in case. Incorrect number of arguments. Config host add -h.
Oh, it looks like no. Minio local. HTTP. This is a bad key.
Oh, it doesn't want that S3v4.
What? Dash S API S3v4?
Yeah.
Up, v4.
There we go.
Got a PR to put in.
Yep. Let's add that to here. To do add PR to fix
Dash API.
config command.
S3v4 capitalized. Needs to be lowercase with dash API.
Yeah. That'll probably be enough to remind us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing I would like to see here is, right, we run that, but I actually think that those instructions should be doing something a little bit nicer so that we're not printing out passwords to a screen. And so let's do a kget secret. Minio-o YAML JSON. JQ is a bit more. And JQ data.
What?
JJ.
No.
JJ.
No, it's on there. I guess not. Now it is.
Right. Dot access key. There's a way to do this with JSON path. So we don't have to use JQ, which is a little bit nicer because you don't need the.
Is that the thing we see up there in the export pod name? JSON path. Huh? On the left-hand side screen. This guy right here. Can we just take that?
Yeah, we totally can. And so let's pop back to here. So that's JSON path equals dot data dot access key and then base 64 decode.
Right? That looks good.
And so let's grab this. Access key equals secret key equals. All right, that's enough to remind us that we need to do that. So access key equals back to
you put kubectl in there.
I think that's okay for
echo access key.
Access key. Yeah.
Nice.
And then
today I learned
secret key equals. Well, let's just rerun this guy. Secret key. Right, and so with those done, we can then do key and access key.
Nice.
Um,
MCLS local. Oh,
MCLS local.
or Minio local.
Minio local.
Yeah. /
Amateur hour.
Hey!
Right?
Mm.
Now, let's do this. MC. MC. Can I just do MC to
Example.
MC?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Boom. So now we do MC tree. No.
MC local. MCLS local. No. MC tree.
Oh.
Minio local. Yeah.
Minio local.
There you go.
But it's not
So
showing
CD,
that we put a file there.
That's probably just doing the directory. Right?
I know what we did.
No.
I don't like having to put that Minio local there.
Yeah. Scroll up a bit.
Oh, I think maybe we're supposed to do mini IO local.
Whoa. No, I just copied it again.
Just copying it, yeah. RM-F mini.
Same as the example.
This example, RM example.
Copy objects. Source target. Keep going down. Copy og to S3 jukebox. How do we tell where to copy it to, though?
Yeah.
This is all generic stuff.
Retention mode, configure.
Oh, here we go.
Well,
if you're planning on using your MC only on post-it compatible system, you can skip this step and proceed to everyday use. No.
No, but that's letting us use it on a local disk, right?
Yeah. How do we tell where to point it? MC alias set GCS.
Ah. Okay, we have to MC alias. Oh, is it? What was the?
There's this one. Minio.
Minio local. And what was the rest of it?
It's this thing down here, right?
No, that's config. Interesting. Local? Can I just do that? Nope.
Did not like something there.
Doesn't even
Is
have
there
an
no alias? Yeah, there's no alias command.
Ugh. Manage mini IO servers. Mirror LS.
Here, try to create a bucket real quick. See where it goes. /mb test.
See, it's using S3 slash and GCS slash.
Yeah, and that comes back to this guy where they've aliased S3 to
Right.
that. Open up .mc tilde.mc config.json.
Add and remove and list hosts. Oh my goodness. Host, add, remove, and list hosts. Incredible.
No, Jesus. Yeah, there we go. Minio local.
Yeah.
So let's try going back to
Is that the problem?
Probably.
Mini.
There
Okay,
we go.
That's
took a while.
So that means anytime you misspell something, it's just going to successfully do it, but do it locally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is horrible.
Yeah, that is dumb.
That is
dumb.
so bad. Who writes this software? Like,
do you also notice that the line 29 and 22, the capitalization is different?
Yeah, that's fine. It probably just means it's.
What didn't
probably
work?
just
remember?
means that it's like, no, it didn't work because the command was wrong.
Ah, because it didn't have the API. Good call. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, so now if we do MC tree mini IO local. Oh my goodness.
Yay.
So tree doesn't show.
Do a -- help. There's probably an option for it.
Yeah, it's probably like -R or nope.
-F.
-F.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So we have a file up in our cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have credentials on here. So do get secret -n default. And then what we're looking for is,
I believe it's this one.
Yeah, that looks right. -o YAML to TLS secret.yaml, then TLS secret.yaml. Change that namespace to be Minio. Get rid of that, get rid of that.
It's more or less right. Oh, that's fun.
All right. I'll just save it. K apply dash FTL secret. K get secrets. All right. So we'll want that. Vim values. Oh, yep. So let's look for ingress.
Yay.
Enabled. True.
Annotations.
Class allow pure backends. None of that is true.
Secret name.
Here we have secret name is blah. And do we know what the URL will be?
Hang on. Okay, get our IBM cloud. Get cluster. Yes.
Oh yeah, ingress subdomain. That. Oh, we got some wrapping fun. Oh, but that's. Oh, so we just need to add this to the end of the secret name. Oops. So we can do this. Oh, I already nuked it. That's all right. There.
You gotta do the bottom bit, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back and
okay.
do that. Just while I've got this in my paste in my clipboard. And then I can just add that. Stop there. Stop there. Okay. Enable true path / security.
We don't have to worry about any of that other indentations because we're using the ingress controller that already exists.
Yeah, the only one that would be good to set is the one to force TLS. But that's fine. We can roll without that. So with that set, I think we can do where's our helm install and change that to be helm upgrade. The rest should remain the same.
That seemed too easy.
Okay, get ingress. Okay. So now we should be able to do a curl of HTTPS.
Here it is, Minio browser.
Followed by that. Yeah. Which means we should be able to grab this curl equals. Make sure that makes that a little bit easier. And then mc config host add. We'll just do just call it JJ to keep things simple. Let's get that whole thing and come back. JJ HTTPS.
So dollar local, it's called dollar local, or dollar URL : 90 or capital URL.
Is it caps?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, I think I did HTTPS and everything, right? So I shouldn't need anything else there.
Yeah, well, no, colon 9000.
Why would it be 9,000?
Oh, okay.
Because it's through the ingress, right? And the ingress is
Oh,
port
yeah,
443.
good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Oops. Didn't like the access key. Echo access key?
What happened?
I don't know.
It broke?
Echo access key?
Yeah,
And secret
there.
key? Secret key?
It didn't like the URL?
Yeah.
That looks fine. Just rerun that, and then I'll do this again. JJ. And then this was URL. Let me just do that. Some sort of weird autocomplete
Computers.
nonsense.
Computers suck. That's all we need.
And so now we can do MC ls JJ example.
Yep.
So now you should run this command here on your local machine.
Okay.
You can just copy and paste it now.
Yeah. Just for fun, while you're doing this, I did actually bring up this GUI to it for us to see that there it is too.
Oh, cool. Oh,
right.
That's easy. Even better than just doing the MC.
It works. This shit works.
Can you upload from the web?
I believe so. Upload file.
Huh. Now, we set it to be public. Does that mean this, like, anyone with the URL can access it without needing to put credentials in?
No, because it did actually, it asked me for the access key and the secret.
Right, but you weren't using the URL to the full file.
No, I just went directly to s3.kdos labs, whatever.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, because we set the bucket to public, I'm hoping that if you try and access a file in that, you don't even need credentials. And that way you'd use it like a as a static web hosting kind of setup.
Yeah. Well, holy shit, we could totally like set up static web hosting against these things now, and create like our own little like Hugo hosting thing. Yeah. You're like, you want to post to like some cool sort domain.
But like, stop talking about it and see if it even works.
Well, I'm trying to upload an image right now, and it's stuck at uploading image. So.
So just click on MC. What did it say?
Well, clicking on it just gave me like object selected. Download object.
Right click on download object. Because you want to get the URL. So can you do like copy URL? No?
No.
Interesting. Can you do it there? Share?
Share.
Yep. Oh, interesting. Oh, it'll create a temporary shareable link.
Yeah.
That's expirable. But that's not what we want.
But if we do this, all right, and
your font's really small.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix it. Better?
Yep.
So if I go to my downloads directory, wget homeboy.
Yeah. Oh.
MVMC to MC. Change mod. Oh shit! Yeah, it's a Linux binary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
because you're
that
on Mac, right?
yeah, that's not gonna work. But
Yeah.
shit worked.
But
Like I was able to pull it
you
down.
downloaded it. But if you look at the URL, it had your access key in there, and then it probably had like a randomly
Yep.
generated secret key.
Yep. That's really interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So now if we pop back to the web.
Uploading still isn't doing anything.
Something is wrong with the upload, but click on the triple dots. I want to see what the other options are. Can you right click on the download and get a URL out of it? There we go. Copy link location. Now, W, get that. And then MC.
Forbidden.
Forbidden. Okay.
Can we change the permission on this now?
As static.
Edit policy. Read write everything. I'm not liking how this upload is stuck.
Yeah.
Well, it just appeared now.
Try something else.
Upload file. Template. Sure. That worked.
Ah, okay.
So maybe it was just that.
Oh, I know what it is.
I
know exactly what it is. There is a max file size in your ingress, like max transfer, not transfer, like some sort of cache or something, and you need to override that with an annotation. I've seen this with other stuff as well.
Oh, can't you use like the S3 uploader or whatever and can cut it up into the sizes that it needs?
No, that's not the problem.
Oh, okay.
Right. The problem is your ingress is set to be like sane websites, not uploading files.
Okay. So this is the time that we would have to. No, so then we couldn't use like the local.
No, you can override it with annotations.
Oh, okay.
You just need to know what those annotations are. Ingress, file, size, upload. Yeah, client max body size, client.
I'm genuinely surprised on how this all came together. Like, I was expecting this to be a hell of a lot harder. You know?
Yeah. So we look at our values and go to ingress, and then we look at annotations. Oh, thanks for nothing, Vim.
Just do you. Do you. Do colon, set, space, paste.
Paste.
Enter. I. Repaste.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, I don't want that. I don't care about that.
Oh, is that box body size? Box and body size? Yeah.
So that should do it. I don't know if you'll be okay with these Nginx annotations, though.
Well, if they're not useful, right?
No, but what I'm saying is they might be useful, but I just don't know if you're... Because you see, the older version of doing it is nginx.ingress. And then we don't know what your ingress controller actually is to set these.
Got it.
Because I think this guy here is also important. So I'm gonna hedge and do this is going to give us the best chance of it working. Right?
Yep.
And so we'll save that off. Rerun helm upgrade.
Okay.
Now it can take a minute for this stuff to update itself. So why don't you at least refresh and see what we see on the dashboard. Yeah. All right. Now try uploading that image that you tried before. Boom.
Nope, still stuck.
Is that where it got? But it got stuck.
Yeah, I got stuck there.
Same spot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, it is. Like, it's not a big deal for this, but for like production, you'd need to figure this out.
Oh, absolutely.
But I feel like maybe in production, you might use a load balancer and put the certificates in for Minio itself.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of reasons to use ingress here versus just using a load balancer.
Yeah.
Unless I can't think of a good reason to do that, to do it with ingress, unless you really wanted to save on like load balancers. But I feel like something like a object storage, it's probably fine to spend a load balancer on.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's good.
What are we going to do? I think that's it, right?
That was literally everything we wanted to get done.
Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of to-do items, but we can do them offline.
Yep. Sounds
cool.
good, sir.
Well, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I got nothing other than we'll get these PRs in and we'll go from there. Sounds
All right. Good job.
All right, sir.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. How's the button?